Righto, here we are, episode 8 with the Bush Boppers Friday Footy Show. I'm your co-host, Conan Holding, and to my left is my other co-host, Brittany Holding. And probably a short and sharp one tonight. We've only got 3 things to cover.
Yeah,
but
we
there's
stay
a
short.
lot. There's a lot to talk about in all 3 things.
If we stay short, it'll probably be huge. So
yeah, we'll start with Gayndah. Went there last night.
Yes, so Gayndah hit us up about a month ago to come to them on April the 3rd. So we did that last night, and we only realised Tuesday. Well, Rob let us in on the secret of why he wanted us to go on the 3rd, which is because Alfie Langer was there last night.
To be immortal, if you ask me.
Yeah, so they had the big dog there, little dog really, Alfie Langer. So that was nice. That was good. So we got there about 5:30. Their training doesn't start till 6:30 because they have so many workers and pickers and people travelling and whatnot. So yeah, we were there a little bit early, which was good. We got to talk to Rob before the session started.
We got to see Zachy Dan fly in on his helicopter, sponsored by East. So that was good.
That's
you could
right.
get a hold of him before training started. He come over for a chat.
A lot of water around, so he couldn't get the ram through where he wanted it, so he just used the chopper to go to.
And old Gemmo had the man flu for about 5 minutes until he started warming up.
He loves himself. God. He loves it.
As we said, sound of their own voice.
Yeah, loves it. So yeah, from my opinion, I think they've got a really strong club culture. Because they had Alfie there, lots of players turned up to the training, which they were getting good numbers anyway. But they invited the major sponsors down, lots of club people there, lots of Sheilas and kids in there were as well. So
yeah.
Good group of people. They had a barbecue afterwards, sat around while we did some of our content stuff. There was lots of people laughing and watching along. So from my view, because I didn't do the training, Conan obviously joined the session, but we had Will, our little friend Will Smith, joined the session with Conan, and then Madison was also on her camera. She took a lot of photos that we'll upload in a post on Facebook. So she come along to help us out, just to make sure we got the best out of last night's session. So from me, from a club culture point, which I had a bit to do with Central Burnett last year going to the games, which they're always a very passionate club and have a lot of helpers there. So wasn't surprising.
And I sort of understood last night where their success came from. Like, Rob takes a very modern approach to training. Like, I asked him, why do you start at 6:30? And he said the workers. And I went, oh, so what, do you run pretty late? And he said, no, we usually finished 7:30, and that's only if they do a team run. We didn't do a team run last night. He probably wants to keep some secrets up his sleeve. But it was just non-stop.
Yes, there
was no break. It was every time we went to go get water, it was go get water and recover and then jog down here. There was no stop and have a chat.
Water was on the way to the next drill. That's right. It was sort of water was on the way. You weren't stopping and gas bagging and then going.
And they've had a lot of the same people there for the last few years. So all Rob had to say is, we're doing this.
Yes.
And 90% of the people knew what they were doing, except for me and Will had to watch in every drill and then work out what we were doing. But it was just bang, 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 bang.
And longer times doing those drills. So it's not like setting up a drill and you only do it for 2 minutes. Just go.
And intensity.
Go. Yeah, high intensity for the entire time you're doing it. As soon as it starts to drop off, it's like, we'll stop fucking around, start again. Yeah.
As soon as it starts to drop off, it's righto, well, we'll go the other way now.
Yeah.
With that 4 corners drill. And then when they threw in the passing in the middle, it's Rob makes, he keeps you on your toes when you get buggered. There's nowhere really to rest.
Mind is very alert in that when you're doing them 4 corners. I hadn't seen that middle bit added before. I've done the 2 middles when you're both crossing, but not when you're doing that left to right.
Yeah, it was really making you think. And then you swap sides. And there was fellas there that said that they were hurt, shoulders are hurt, but they just went, oh, we'll just run, just do what they can. A lot of fellas turned up busted. A lot of fellas have a few little niggling injuries, but they all turned up and trained. And I can see why they win. They're fit.
Yeah, they're fit, yeah.
Even though it was only 45 minutes.
And Rob himself had a lot of help there. Like, he wasn't the only person there running drills. Like, our mate Matty Gayndah, he was fair into it. He didn't really stop talking the whole time, which was good. And there's a few other fellas that didn't know the name, so Spook was there. Yeah. But it's all that other outside noise when you're doing the drill. And obviously, Jammo talked a lot more than I thought he'd talk. Zachy Dan obviously talks heap, which is no surprise.
Heap of noise. It was never quiet.
That's right. When you're doing the drill and you think, is it going to fall off? But then there's 4 people outside telling, like, up you, really getting around. That's what you want at training sessions.
Yeah, there was no mixing of words too, and there was no feelings hurt. Like,
no, it was good. Yeah.
Get the fuck up and get there. Get the fuck up
and if you're doing
the
wrong thing, they just let you know. Like a few times when they started that popping that ball in the middle instead of going across, you had to hook back. Mm-hmm. If people are fucking up, just go, mate, you got to hook back.
Someone would just yell and say, oh, you got to come here, you got to do this. Yeah. And it's hard to pick up on when you've never done it before, but I worked it out real quick every time because it just,
Yeah.
There's 19 blokes there telling you what to do.
Yeah, great numbers. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
Numbers.
They've got they haven't got too much size in the middle.
No, not a lot of big boppers. Not a lot of big dogs.
I don't think they're going to need it. I think they're going to score a lot of their points in the last 15 minutes of every half.
Which is where they do excel, like we were saying last night. A lot of the time last year, the NDRL, Central Burnett scores might blow out to 60, 70, 80 points, but that's not the score at halftime, isn't, 60-0. The score at halftime, but it's just that they are so fit in the second half that they do just blow out.
Well, the score with 15 minutes to go is usually within 12, and then it can end by 30, so...
Yeah, so I was happy with that. I thought it was a really good session. Good to meet the fellas. Had a really good chat with Rob, which is in their episode yesterday we uploaded.
It's good to know that they're not just all us. They haven't
yes.
their ways.
Yeah, that's right. Yes. Yeah.
You can see what they're doing. And obviously when Matty Gayndah was coaching and Rob had those couple of years off, he just kept doing the same thing.
Yeah, that's
what they've always done.
Huge on accountability on yourself, which obviously we love the big dogs and love the bigger the better. But like at the Knights, they took really no forwards bar Liam Kenny. And it was very successful. Works the same in footy. You don't need a forward pack that's, 800 kilos. But their forwards are workhorses. Like Zach Dan, you look at him and go, oh, he could play in the centres. Well, he can actually play lock. And if he had to, he could play, second row if he had to.
They've got those 3 or 4 fellas with a bit of size that'll get them out of their
mean machines,
just definitely going to be the team to beat.
Oh, yeah.
Well, of course.
The team to beat every year.
Every year. But now I know why. It was really great insight there.
Good insight. Yeah. Happy with that. So that was good.
Yep. And just quickly, we got a phone a friend from Ian Kearton up there at Childers, the coach of the Mighty Isis Devils men's team. He asked us if we were going to start a tipping comp because between Central Burnett and Northern Districts, there's 7 games every weekend.
Yep.
Yeah, so there'll be 7 games to tip on every week.
Yeah.
If fellas want to get amongst it, we'll try and get this shared in a few group chats and see who wants to get in. Just bloody text the group, text the page on Facebook and Instagram.
We'll probably start, if there's people that want to do it, we'll probably start some sort of group chat or something to make sure we get all your tips. But we won't start this week. NDRL is just starting, so we'll let everyone get a bit of a head start, bit of an insight this weekend.
On the NDRL.
It'll be a good insight with Gin. They're coming off an unfortunate year. Isis, reigning premiers. Calliope, bit unfortunate, playing Mirabel in a real hard game. So
it's going to be hard to tip.
Yeah, Agnes are playing Agnes in the Women's League tag.
So what do you pick there?
Isis are playing Callan. Isis, reigning premiers, playing Callan, who are very, what's the word? Potential. Huge potential in the team. Lots of young girls.
Horse, yes.
They've been doing their training sessions. I've seen the other day they went to that fit stop in Bundy because it was all rained out at the field. So they've been getting amongst it. So it could be anyone's game in the first round. So we'll let everyone get a bit of insight this weekend. And then we'll start next weekend when Central Burnett kicks off and we'll just go.
And there will be prizes at the end of the year for first, second, or third. And there will be a tipping comp break-up for good enough thing. So if we can get around it like everyone else gets around it.
No entry money. We're not taking anyone's money.
It's just going to be fun.
It's just going to be for fun. Don't want your money. Get bragging rights. We'll have, obviously, by then we'll have all our polos, bucket hats. We've already got the coolers,
plenty of shit,
stickers, heaps of stuff. So we'll kit yous out. Don't want any of your money. No, sign-up fee and lock-in contracts or anything like that.
Do already have a few fellas keen that get on it after this episode airs.
So as soon as we do that, we'll probably do a separate post about the footy tipping. We won't really need any of your information. It'll just be up to you to send your tips every week. And then
pretty much.
We'll do a leaderboard. Even more content. These episodes are going to be getting bloody long on a Sunday once the season starts.
There'll be a prize for last too, because that's just as hard as coming first, getting everything wrong.
Yeah, especially in these 2 comps. Every week's different.
Maybe have a couple swing rounds, stuff like that.
Yep.
Right.
Double points.
We'll duck onto, as we were just talking about, round 1 of NDRL.
Round 1.
Huge day of action in Calliope.
So I'm just going to run through what Calliope have posted on their Facebook for their match schedule. 12 p.m. kickoff, which I'm going to assume the gates will open about 11:30.
You'd think.
I won't run through the game specifically all in a row. We'll do that one at a time. But they've got, there you go, gates open 10:30 a.m., bar and canteen operating. Live music, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Oh, what are we doing?
Hey, what are we doing?
Doing?
You won't believe the heartbreak. We're even wearing our Childers gear now because we won't be there tomorrow.
It's hard.
And obviously that main game at 6 o'clock is for the Jed Farraway Memorial Shield. Going to be massive. So let's start with the first game. South Callan versus Isis League Tag, 12 o'clock. Number 1, I hope the weather, as you can see, it might be a bit dark on the video, is like this for them girls tomorrow.
Nice and cool.
12 o'clock just a ridiculous time to be playing rugby league, even though they say it's a winter sport. Don't feel like winter sometimes.
No.
So, yeah, Kalan, as we said before, we'll touch on them first.
They are a little bit of a smoky to give it to Childers.
I feel like they only just come in last year. They could be wrong. It might have been the year before, but I feel like they're very brand new. Huge potential. They have a lot of girls that I knew last year through rugby league. They were young girls that were playing in the for Bundaberg. Very, very capable. That's the word. And yeah, they've been getting amongst it after training or at training. Like I said, they went to Fit Stop, so they've been getting gym sessions in. They haven't just slacking off if it's wet. Lots of potential. I think.
If they've got the case in their legs that Childers do, then it'll be a really good game. Yeah. Be a very good game to watch because that's the biggest thing in league tag is staying fit.
Yes.
As soon as you get tired and you start doing a few dumb things and you forget to get away from marker.
Yeah. Fatigue.
Then you go nowhere. Your kicks turn to shit.
Yeah. Well, ball control's the main thing in league tag, isn't it? If you're losing the ball.
Oh, if you're dropping the ball, there's nothing. You can't score without the ball.
Which then happens with fatigue. You're dropping it, you're getting less ball, you're doing more tag. So, moving on to the reigning premiers, they're taking on Childers. No easy task. They've been training the house down, as we've seen, going to a few of their sessions. Our younger sister, actually, she's signed up for Childers. She's went to a few training sessions, but she'll be at our family event tomorrow, so she'll miss out on round one as well. But yeah, big trip for them. They've got bus going, so they'll be
big bus drive because the men are going as well and do not have the bye.
So there'll be no shortage of supporters and or players there for them. So that's the first game at 12 o'clock, South Palam versus Isis Women. The second game at 1:20 p.m. is Isis Men versus the Gin Hawks.
Now, this is going to be a good one because Isis put it to across the waves reserve grade, but then Gin also dusted
West's
reserve grade. So I did not follow the Bundy reserve grade last year very much at all. I'm not sure who won.
West's, I know, have had a bit of a big change in their club. There's a family that have a lot to do with West, nearly the same as what we had to do with Wandai. That don't have, from what I've been told, don't have anything to do with West anymore. So
all right.
Could be a huge change. And like we said, a few of their fellas at Gin come from West. So whether they've stayed at Gin or they went back.
That's probably how they G'd up the trial.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Mutual connections. So.
Yeah, across the ways A grade, they won the grand final last year. So I'm going to assume that their reserve grade was pretty handy as well.
Yeah.
And
you would assume, yeah.
So, you can't go off the trial game scores because it's a completely different team. Yeah. Josh the Bot Scott is coming back. He's playing for Childers.
The Bot man. Well, it's the same with Childers. Their team is going to look completely different to what they did at the trial.
Yeah.
So, players coming back and being away. Big Royce Blair. Oh, is he playing or is he fishing? Somewhere on a triple.
He's probably fishing in Cologne.
I can't even confirm if Royce is actually playing the big dog. We'll get him on film one of these days. So,
I'm back at Childers.
Tip at Childers.
Because all you have to go up is past performances and we've been biased. So
we could be completely wrong. Gin could have actually put it over West and it could have been the greatest game ever, but we just weren't there and didn't see it.
But we're also tipping Childers against South Korea.
Yes, yep.
And what's the next game?
Same page, we got 3 o'clock, Agnes Water Pink versus Agnes Water White.
Well, I'll go for White.
Will you?
I'll go for White.
White?
I don't know who plays for either one.
Again, another team that's been training the house down. Lots of numbers, clearly, because they've got 2 teams entered. Technical difficulties here in the studio. As you can see, we're probably about to... It's actually about to rain, so we're going to start yelling. So 3 o'clock, Agnes versus Agnes in the women's.
Hard one to tip.
I'm picking Pink, only because Pink. They have been training the house down, heaps of numbers of training, hence why they've entered the 2 teams and actually capped their teams. So there's going to be no shortage of numbers. It's not going to be a bullshit 9 versus 9 because we've entered 2 teams and struggled.
It's going to be who wants it more.
No issues with travelling. Obviously, Calliope's not far, and they're all going from Agnes.
I'm sure those girls are going to be there to have they're just going to go there and have a bit of fun, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
One, see how they go in serious. Because no one really goes 100% of training, so it's going to be good to see if there's any little rivalries getting them around.
Yeah, which I think there would be, because they've obviously used some sort of format to split the teams. I have a feeling they've split the team by ages, but I could be very wrong. But just from the things I've seen, they're doing like an 18 plus and an under 18 team.
Oh,
I feel,
okay.
but could be wrong. If you want to correct us from Agnes, please do so. Staying on Agnes, 4:20 p.m. Marlins are taking on the Avondale Tigers.
Well, 2 teams that have struggled with numbers in recent times.
Very much struggled last year.
And they turn up 19 on 19. It's not anyone's game, really.
Oh, 100%. And Avondale have been on the crux of pulling out, not pulling out. So they've obviously got a team entering. there could be a last-minute forward from either team. You never know in the NDRL what's going to happen. But Agnes, again, training the house down. Lots of numbers. They've been in contact with us. They're keen for us to get up there for a training session. We're keen to go up there to those guys. It's just got to work in for where we're going that weekend.
And that tells me that Agnes are getting consistent numbers if they want us to go there.
Yeah.
Because no one's going to want us to go there Gilmore now at 9.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
just based on that, I'm going to tip Agnes.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what Avondale's going to turn up with. The Calliope's right around the corner. I'm going to tip Agnes.
I'm going to go the Tigers. We're going to go the Tigers. They're just one of those teams, you know.
We'll have to chuck our tips up at the end.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Easy to underestimate. I don't think you can ever go off last year's form. You probably can't. Oh, what's the word? You know.
What makes me nervous, Avondale, is that they didn't lose to nil last year. They've got plenty of points in them.
Again, the word potential. They have a great squad, and, you know, Monty and if those boys are still playing there, can score 4 tries a game with no issue.
As we said, Monty scored 9 tries in 3 games and didn't win anymore.
If fatigue kicks in and Agnes start dropping the ball, or vice versa for the other way, you can't score without the ball.
Hey, if Tigers get on top, if they turn up at 14 and get on top early, and can ride it for 20 minutes, they'll be 30 points up.
Yeah, and it depends how fit Agnes are. Like, they have been training a fair bit, you know, for weeks now, probably over 10 weeks now, which means they should be considerably fit. I think fitness will come into that. 4:20, cooler game. If Avondale are short, heat won't worry them if it's 20 past 4. So
it'll probably be raining.
I'm going Avondale in that one.
Yeah, I'm back in the Marlins.
Oh no, now the game we've all been talking about. 6 p.m. Calliope Roosters versus Miriamvale Magpies. Now, Miriamvale were in dire straits not too long ago. And since they put the SOS out, the boys have got around at training. I've seen a lot of photos being posted up by Thorstons. He's obviously coaching this year. Jakey, I've seen in some photos playing. And I can't remember her first name, but a lady, Thorston, has been posting lots of photos, action shots from training. Seen a couple of photos in their jerseys. So they're obviously keen to get around it. They're obviously playing for a massive cause. They're not going to be someone to mess around with. They'll have a huge crowd going to Calliope. And then obviously the opposition, Calliope Roosters, got a point to prove. It's their home game. They had a lot to do with Jed as well. I think Miriamvale hosted it last year. So they've got a cause to play with just like anyone else does. And I think they're going to be hard to beat at home.
I think it's going to be very heated. Heated feather fight.
Yeah, I think it's going to be it's going to be physical. 6 o'clock, like we said, fatigue shouldn't be an issue at 6 o'clock, especially if this is the weather. Which if it's raining, slippery ball, you know.
I hope he's going to hear this out.
You can't hear her. You should be able to.
But yeah, well, I think Miriamvale will be a bit dirty that they let Calliope do them at Miriamvale last year. I'm sure that's still sitting in their mind. The Calliope are not going to want to get embarrassed at home in round 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
At this Memorial game. They want all the jobs.
Especially they got the live music, bar, canteen, full day of footy. You're going to want to win at home. You're obviously still going to have a good time, but you feel much better if you're winning at home in the bar afterwards than losing. So
there is a bit of pressure in being the 6 o'clock game, the main game. You want to perform. You're the entertainment.
Yeah.
Everyone's come because it's 6 o'clock. Miriamvale's playing Calliope. Calliope.
Yeah.
Probably not too many people will be at the Childers game, just the Childers supporters, bus and players.
Yeah, they'll probably leave. I think their bus types did say they were departing after the men's game.
Yeah.
So, but it's going to be a huge local crowd. Everyone from Miriamvale will be going, and I think you'll find a lot of people will stay there. If it was us, we'd be staying.
Yeah.
We'll be going to the men's game, staying afterwards and staying the night.
I'm sure all the Marlins and the over 18 girls, they'll be sticking around for a few.
100%. So I don't know, who are you tipping in that one?
I'll tip the early morning crowers, the Roosters.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Roosters? Yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit partial. Everyone know I'm a little bit partial to Miriamvale, but I don't know. I'm going to go the Roosters, just because they're at home, and Big Dog Bosto has got in and ordered a shirt from us, and he's supporting us, so we'll support them.
Yeah, you missed out there, Forsto.
Yeah.
If you had to order shirts, you would have tipped
Jakey, if you had to place an order, I would have had you. But yeah, I'm going to go the Chooks. I reckon at home they're going to be very hard to beat. Again, lots to play for, and it'll be great to win that shield for Jed at home and have that bragging rights for another year.
Yeah, they'll definitely be able to hold that over Miriamvale's head for the rest of the year. And it'll get them off to a flying start. Even though Roosters don't fly, but
They will now. If they win, they will be
They'll
flying
work it
Monday
out if
night.
they win, yeah. But yeah, I guess that's the Friday afternoon footy show.
Yep.
See you next week. See you Sunday.
See ya!